If you want to get the film look using your smartphone gimbal, you're gonna wanna watch this video till the end. Because in this video, I'll be sharing with you tips I wish I knew before I started using my smartphone gimbal, so that way you don't make the same mistakes I do and get awesome results from the start. Gimbal tip number 1 is that your stabilizer needs help stabilizing? Yes, believe it or not, you can't just run around like a maniac using your gimbal and expect it to be super stable. Think of your smartphone gimbal more as a way to assist you with already being stable with your phone. So don't make my mistake and run around recording hours of footage only to find that it's still jittery and moving. Make sure that you are still walking stably with your gimbal so that way you still get good shots. Gimbal tip number 2 is don't always use your gimbal. I know it's a cool new toy, it's something you can carry around, but what I find often happens is because it's a cool new toy we just got, that we just use it all the time, even if the situation doesn't make sense to use it. Your gimbal should be basically a tool, something you can use at certain periods of time to help you get your shot, but there are other shots where a gimbal is not the best solution, and it's better for you to go handheld. Gimbal tip number 3 is you need to lock your settings, which means locking the focus, locking the brightness. You need to lock the white balance. You need to lock everything, because what'll happen as soon as you start moving with your gimbal, and if you have your settings in auto mode, your phone is going to be adjusting focus like crazy. The brightness is going to be changing like crazy because there's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of action. Locking those settings is going to help it look smooth like it was shot on a cinema camera. Tip number 4 is to use foreground in your gimbal videos. And by foreground, I mean having something close to the camera as you're moving. Because if you just start moving with your gimbal and there's nothing really close to the camera, it's really hard to tell if you're actually moving the phone. Whereas if you're close to either the ground or you're close to some leaves or an object and then you move with the gimbal, you're going to be able to see that the camera is moving, that there is depth, and it's going to make your footage look so much more cinematic. Tip number 5 is to use different lenses on your phone. For example, my 12 Pro Max has 3 different focal lengths. Each one can be used with your gimbal to get different shots, whether that's zoomed in shots or super wide angle shots. You know, use those different lenses so that way you can get the best shot. Tip number 6 is to use framing and perspective. A lot of times what happens is we just hold the gimbal and we just walk around with it. Instead of turn it upside down, get down low, get up high, and really take advantage of different perspectives. Because again, if you're just shooting at your regular height and just walking around, you're not gonna get any kind of unique shot. You have to get up, you have to get down, you need to get into interesting locations so that way you can get a really good shot with your phone. Now, if you want more tips on shooting video with your smartphone, be sure to click on the playlist on your screen so that way you can learn the best tips for getting smartphone video. And I'll see you guys over there.